All right, happy Monday, everybody. I hope that your week has been going well. It has been a beautiful start to our work week. Yes, it has been a little bit on the cool side. We've also had a little bit of windy conditions, but at least we have that sunshine. A lot of blue sky overhead, and you can see that as we look at the radar. Taking a look at the time lapse, I'm actually going to bring this up full for us so we can all take a better look at it. A beautiful time lapse here all across North Georgia. Take a look at it as we made our way throughout this morning. Yeah, it was a clear sky overhead. We have a little bit of a shake with the camera there, but once that sun came up, it was a beautiful start to the day, and that's what we're going to have as we head all the way throughout this afternoon. Just nothing but blue sky overhead and some cooler conditions. Temperatures today are going to rise into the 60s for highs, and then as we head throughout the rest of the week, we're going to see these temperatures start to rebound again back into the 70s and then even 80s back in for highs as we make our way into the middle portion of this week. You can see that it's really windy out there. Looking out towards Rome, you see the flags really way out there in the flagpole. That's going to continue as we head throughout this afternoon. Heading into tonight, that's going to be when the winds calm down. Now, I want to quickly mention this. If you're watching this right now, you may be saying, oh, well, there's a lot of current information that we're going over here at the beginning. We're going to be talking about the forecast in a moment. We like to talk about the current conditions right off the bat, just because I know a lot of people are joining us live to watch right now. But if you're watching this at a later date, we're going to have a little more of an update on the forecast here in just a moment. So stick around. Looking out there towards the airport, a lot of blue sky overhead, blue sky over downtown, and then you see it out towards the King and Queen buildings. Beautiful as always. Now the winds, they're pretty strong here for the afternoon on Monday. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds sustained all out of the northwest, bringing in the cooler and drier air mass. Of course, that's also stirring up the pollen. Notice that 1,067 for today, a high count on the pollen. That's the 16th day this month that we have had either high or extremely high counts on the pollen, and that's just going to likely be the trend here as we move throughout these next few weeks. It's that time of year where the pollen is really bad, right? Looking at the pollen count again for today, you see that the main contributor is mulberry, oak, sycamore, pine, and hickory. We have extremely high count for the mold to come along with it. So if it's not the tree pollen getting you, at least the mold may be impacting you. Satellite and radar shows nothing but sunshine overhead. This system that brought us the rain yesterday, where we had about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall at the Atlanta airport, well, it's been causing a lot of issues up towards the north, up towards the Great Lakes region. Look up into Michigan. They have a lot of snow that they're dealing with right now. So kind of a late season snow that they're dealing with this big area of low pressure that's spinning over the Great Lakes. That system is also the reason why we've had the cooler air movement. It's kind of brought in some cooler conditions down our way. Thankfully, though, not cold enough to bring any snow, right? 68 right now in Thomaston. We have 67 in Atlanta, 67 in Peachtree City, 64 in Canton, and 62 up towards Blairsville. Those winds, again, staying fairly strong this afternoon. Gusts anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour, but the sustained winds will be about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We head into tonight. Those winds calm down. The skies stay clear, and when those two things happen, it makes for a cool night. Those temperatures tonight can be back down in the 30s and 40s for lows. So yesterday was right at average for this time of year. Today we're going to shape up to be below average, and then we're going to be above average pretty much all the way through the rest of the week until we get into Saturday and Sunday. That's going to be when our next change for rain is going to be, and we're also going to have a little bit of a cool down. First off, let's get through the next few days here. Forecast track shows those temperatures again into the 60s for highs today. We head into tonight. Cooler conditions, clear sky, calm winds, 30s there in far north Georgia, 40s for pretty much everybody else. So kind of a cool start. You're going to need a light jacket in the morning, and the kids will need that for the bus stop. We move into Tuesday afternoon, temperatures rising into the mid to upper 70s for highs, and then we have a lot of sunshine overhead. We continue that trend of clearer skies as we head into Wednesday, maybe a cloud or two, but that's about it as temperatures rise into the 80s for highs. And if you like the warmer conditions, we're going to continue on with that. Heading into Thursday and Friday, notice the overnight lows in the 50s to 60s, staying in the 50s for lows there for Saturday, but then the temperatures take a bit of a dip on Sunday. You're going to see that here in a moment. The afternoon highs are going to be rising into the 80s there for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pretty close to 80 there, even on Tuesday, hitting 78. The average high this time of year is 74, but we're back below that by the time we head into Saturday. And that, of course, is going to be when our next rain chance is going to be. So a little bit dry here for the next few days before those rain chances start to bump back up as we head into Friday night and into Saturday. But we're not hurting for rainfall. Right now, we're kind of on the high side of a normal month of April for rainfall. So we're a little bit ahead of average, and it looks like we're going to stay that way, have that possibility for the rest of this week, thanks to the fact that even though we're not having a lot of rainfall, we're so far ahead of at the moment. So Friday afternoon, late in the day, into the overnight time frame, we're going to have our next chance for rain, 30% chance for rain there. I think the rain chance is going to be a little bit higher while we're all sleeping Friday night. Saturday morning, a few lingering showers at a 20% chance. That rain chance is likely going to be tweaked here as we head throughout the next week. Model data tends to change a lot, and we're probably going to have to either raise it or lower it for one of those days, depending on the timing of this system. Right now, one of our long-term models, the European model, is showing some shower activity over towards Mississippi by about 8 a.m. there on Friday. That shower activity continues to shift its way off to the east and impact us by the time we get to about 8:30 a.m. on Saturday. So again, kind of overnight Friday, early morning hours on Saturday, and it's going to be moving out of here as we head into the afternoon on Saturday. So as of now, for Monday afternoon, what we're looking at for Saturday afternoon is looking like drier weather will start to move in. Again, though, that forecast could change, and we'll keep you updated on it. The good news is it does look drier for Sunday. We're not hurting for rainfall here in North Georgia. We mentioned that just a moment ago. No drought conditions for us, but we look down to our south. Some moderate drought closer on towards Brunswick, Georgia. And then you see down into southern portions of, or southwest portions of Georgia, you also see some abnormally dry conditions. They're not going to see much rainfall over the next week, so we're probably going to see drought kind of worsen a little bit down for them. And we're probably going to continue to stay out of drought conditions here in North Georgia, with the fact that we're going to have about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch of rainfall at most for parts of the region west of the Atlanta metro. You look closer on towards Athens, some spots could make it through this next week, though, without a drop of rainfall. That's possible. Your 7-day forecast shows us that we do have 70 degrees for the high for Monday. On Tuesday, we're going to hit 78, some warmer conditions out there, and we continue that warming trend for Wednesday and Thursday, hitting the 80s for highs. Notice the wasometer numbers, really high there. Monday through Thursday, 10s and 11s. It's nice to see that. If you like temperatures into the low to mid 80s, right now we have it as 10s, but that's because that's above average for this time of year. But you may be looking at that saying, well, that's my kind of a perfect 11 day. Looking beautiful there for Wednesday and Thursday, other than the fact that it's a little bit above average for temperatures. On Friday, 30% chance for rain. Again, that's looking like it's going to be very late in the day and overnight for the higher chance, and then a few lingering showers Saturday morning. 73 for the high there. Cooler conditions continue to move in with lows in the 40s to 50s, highs in the 60s on Sunday, but at least we get the sunshine. Yeah, it's going to be cooler, but we get the sunshine. And speaking of cooler on Sunday, we're going to continue that trend of temperatures being below average, which remember, 68 is below average. We should be in the mid 70s this time of year. Temperatures being below average as we head through the end of the month of April and starting to move into that beginning of the month of May. So temperatures sitting around the upper 60s, lower 70s. That's going to be what's possible as we head here throughout the end of April. Not going to be like that every day, but the temperature trend's kind of showing that. And then above average rainfall, just slightly above average rainfall for this time of year. So nothing too out of the normal, just continues to keep us out of those drought conditions, right? Looking at your weekend getaways, if anyone's planning any big trips this weekend, still looking like some shower activity could be impacting Gatlinburg for Saturday, similar to what we're dealing with here in Atlanta. Lake Lanier may be dealing with similar conditions. And then you see Sunday bringing a little bit of shower activity also for Lake Lanier, possibly. Some model data has tried to hint on a little bit of that rain lingering on at least for the morning hours on Sunday, but model data is likely going to change a lot here as we head throughout this next week. We're going to show you the weekend getaways forecast again on Thursday because we do these updates again every Monday and Thursday at 2:30. You may start to see some of these days change a little bit. Whenever you get further out away from a event, as far as rain is concerned, the timing can always be a little tricky. Moving into Monday, though, it is looking dry for pretty much everybody, and you see those temperatures taking a little bit of a dip as we head into the end of the weekend and early next week. Peach State Outlook showing us that the next 3 days, nothing but sunshine pretty much for everybody. Beautiful conditions. Get outside and enjoy it. It's going to be nice weather. Grab that favorite coworker that you may have and say, hey, let's go out and go to our favorite patio restaurant for lunch. It's going to be great weather for it. And then if you plan on doing any hiking, let's say you got tomorrow off. It's great weather for that too. Starting off a little bit cool, but we warm up into the mid to upper 70s for the afternoon, pretty much for majority of the state, looking like a lot of sunshine and then great hiking conditions. Get out there, take some photos, send them to us with your weather wow moment. And don't forget that you can do that not just on Facebook, but also with the 11 Alive app. You head over to the 11 Alive app, you can keep an eye on radar there at the top of the screen. Keep an eye on current conditions. That's actually what it is right now as of 2:41 p.m. on Tuesday here in North Georgia. Atlanta sitting at 67, rising into the upper 60s to lower 70s this afternoon. You can see that Weather Wow Moment tab as you head down the screen where you can send in some of those photos. And then at the bottom, Watch Live. That's where you could watch newscasts live whenever you're on the go. Let's say you're away from a TV, but you still wanted to get that important information and news information or weather information. You can watch it right there from that tab. Also very useful whenever we have the possibility for strong to severe storms. Not only can you look at radar yourself, but whenever we have severe storms and tornado potential, you can watch updates live right there on your phone. Really useful if we ever have power outages. I strongly suggest downloading this. Go ahead and download that 11 Alive app from the App Store. And then also Roku and Fire TV. We like to put extra news stories out there on our Roku and Fire TV devices, as well as extra weather information, like the weather update you're watching right now. You can get that straight there on your from your fingertips on your Roku and Fire TV device with the 11 Alive Plus app. We also like to put out kind of more extended pieces to our stories that we can't always have time to show on air. So again, great place to get that extra information. Go ahead and download that from all your app stores. So I want to bring back up the 7-day forecast, everyone. Again, it is looking like we are going to have beautiful conditions here over the next few days. Having a lot of sunshine here for Monday, breezy conditions. The winds calm down tonight. 40s there when you're waking up on Tuesday, and then rising up to the 70s, upper 70s for the afternoon on Tuesday. Chesley was working this morning, and he chose that as his pick of the week because it's going to be so stunning out there. And then Wednesday and Thursday, they're actually going to be pretty nice too, if you don't mind those temperatures in the 80s before the rain chances start to return for the end of the day on Friday with that next system passing through. Temperature's still warm there for Friday. But then we head into Saturday and Sunday. That's going to be when the temperatures start to fall, with only 73 for the high there on Saturday, and then heading into the day on Sunday, going to only have that high of 68. So don't forget, we like to do these updates every Monday and Thursday at 2:30. We're going to have our next update this Thursday at 2:30. Be sure to tune in. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated anytime in between. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is on every evening with updates to the forecast. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil is on every morning with updates. And anytime in between, you can catch Meteorologist Nicole Hartford, Meteorologist Melissa Nord, and myself on air, keeping everybody updated, as well as online on 11alive.com. So have a wonderful week ahead of you, and we'll continue to keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.